Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we explore the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Milan Kohut, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced, the lessons learned, and the strategies fueling future growth. Today, I'm absolutely thrilled to be joined by Lucy Paulise, an ICF certified executive and career coach, an author serving high achievers worldwide. With over 20 years of experience, including her background as an MBA holder, SAQ certified quality engineer, ADHD specialist, she focuses on career transitions, leadership development, productivity, and emotional intelligence. She has earned the 2024 Crosby Medal for her book We Culture and recently released Time Box with time management strategies for balancing productivity and well-being. With that being said, Lucy, let me officially welcome you to Founders Future.
Hi, thank you, Milan. That was an amazing intro. Thanks for having me.
Tried my best. It's great to have you on the podcast. We're going to dive right into this. What I love to do on the beginning of every single episode is a bit of traveling back in time. So before you even had your current company, what is it that you did before? And what was the motivation for starting this business?
Yeah, when I finished high school, I went to college. I started biology. Did that for a year and a half, and I was great at it, but realized this is not exactly where I want to go. So I went to business. And so while I was studying, I started working for some companies, and then I got into a big corporation. And I was there for 8 years, and I learned a lot of what people don't like about companies and what people like. I realized first that I don't like this life. I don't like what I'm doing here. And I don't like the type of work I'm doing. It was more like accounting work. I also realized that I was enjoying a lot of work on the side that I was doing for the company that was training people on continuous improvement, helping the accounting processes to get better. So then that's how I realized I'm much better at this, at training people, at supporting people, at leading people, writing, offering a different perspective, not just doing business work or admin work. So that's how I left the company and opened my own company back in Argentina. Started consulting business, started working for companies like Coca-Cola, a lot of small businesses too. And that's how I started my entrepreneur journey. And thanks to that work I did, and I got specialized in continuous improvement, I became a quality engineer, I got my MBA. Thanks to that, I was able to get my visa to travel to the States. And through that, I got the green card. That's how I started my business here. And yeah, a lot of things changed here. I started the same kind of business. I got a lot of good contracts with companies here, but then COVID hit and changed everything again. I had to start
Yeah.
all over again, but that was a great time for me to think about what I like, what I enjoy the most, what I wanted to focus more. I wrote, at that time in Argentina, I had wrote a book. Then in the pandemic, I wrote another one, Five as Your Life. And then, thanks to the pandemic and a lot of things that happened in my life and moving countries and all that, taught me a lot of emotional things that I said, okay, so how can I use this in my business? And that's how I turned more from the process focused to the people focused. And then I started to get more into the one-on-one coaching, which I was already doing, but kind of maybe this is the part that I really enjoy the most about helping.
Mhm.
And that's how I became more like a one-on-one coach. I
Yeah.
still do some workshops, do some trainings, and I write. But yeah, this is the part that I enjoy the most.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled.
It's funny that the journey is never linear. There's just, you always constantly have to pivot and be like, yeah, maybe this is it. No, we got to move on. But eventually, if you stay consistent, you're going to figure it out. So good for you. Lucy, let's talk about where this journey got you now and what the business really looks like for you today. In this part of the podcast, we talk about, first of all, who it is exactly that you're trying to help right now, but also what are those core offers that you have in place for your clients? So tell us all about that.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to do now is I've seen with my coaching sessions that the methods that I have, especially for time management, in improving well-being and reducing burnout and focusing especially on high achievers, high performers, and it taught me a lot that what I have is working, it's working great. So what I want is to get to more people get to know it and try all the different avenues that I have to showcase it. What I'm doing now is I'm not only doing one-on-one sessions online, I'm also doing face to face because we're going backwards. Before it was all face to face, then all online. And now like people also want connection, right? A lot of people are maybe just not going to the office too much, or maybe they see me when I play tennis with them and they want to have the coaching with me, not with a Zoom call. So
Yeah.
I'm opening that possibility for local people, but I'm also noticing how I've been writing books for a while, and then some people don't write books anymore. How interesting is that? They prefer podcasts, right? They prefer to listen to things while they do something else. So that's why I launch also my podcast. Interestingly, this week I'm going to launch it also in Spanish. So you're going to have the two
Mm.
languages. I've developed courses. I'm developing all the time videos, Instagram stories, and content on LinkedIn, articles every week. I'm also aligning with some brands to show like benefits of specific products that they have. So I think there's a lot that I can offer people so that they can really improve well-being as a whole. Okay, it's not just a simple tool, but it's everything: how you feel, how you eat, do you work out, how do you deal with stress, how do you deal with your life, how do you organize your schedule to make this happen, and
Mm.
in the format that is best for you:
Absolutely.
video, a session, a podcast, whatever you need.
Yeah. I'm also curious about the angle though, because there's a lot of people in your industry, and I know that you've been going through this motion of once you've been focused on the business consulting side of everything, then a little bit of career coaching, now also diving deeper into the personal development side of things. So would you say that when it comes to the one-on-one offer that you have for your clients right now, is it more aiming towards career transitions, as I mentioned in the introduction, or how would you describe it easily if somebody's just getting introduced to you and your current business?
Yeah, so I would say that is the goal of my coaching is to help you find the life of your dreams. Which could be maybe my job is not really being satisfying to me. Let's find why. Maybe you need to switch careers. Maybe you need to change how you see your work so it doesn't feel like a stress, like pressure, like all those type of things. Is it just about, okay, more workout in your, like doing more of the things that you enjoy? And I work with some people like, yeah, let's keep your job, let's be great at your job, but let's also develop your hobby. Like for instance, and
Mhm.
that everything that I teach, I've done it. Okay. 2 years ago, I started playing tennis. And right now I'm like training every day on top of I have two kids, my business. But it taught me like how well that fits into my schedule if I want it to fit, and how it helps me with my mood, with my well-being in general, my health. I think that it's very important to help people to see, okay, you can find the job of your dreams, or you can find also a job and a hobby of your dream. Maybe over time it can become your job of your dreams.
So
But
it looks like this is a healthy combination of pretty much everything that you've learned throughout your journey. And you're just basically trying to meet the client where they're at and really work on the
yes,
aspect of their life that they need much working on.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, you
And
got it.
also talking about the industry though, in the past couple of years, I would say at least the past 2, 3 years, there's a lot of professionals who are steering towards creating something a bit more scalable if you look at things from like business perspective, right? So there is a lot of group offerings surfacing. So I'm just curious, what is your perspective on that? Are you also planning on doing something like that to make the business again a little bit more scalable?
Yeah, to be honest, I've tried, but it yeah, it hasn't been so good yet. Maybe I haven't tried really hard. I have to find the balance. I enjoy, to be honest, I enjoy more the one-on-one. So I think that maybe there's something about that. And that's why I'm not trying too hard. Group coaching. But I agree. That's a nice way to
Yeah.
move forward. And I'm always open if there's an opportunity. Like I said, I recently went to Orlando to deliver a workshop. So there's opportunities to do that. I deliver webinars for many companies. So yeah.
To be honest, as long as you have the capacity to really help your clients on a one-on-one basis, you should 100% do it,
Yeah.
right? But if you look at it from the perspective, what's going to happen like 6 months from now? What is it going to be like 12 months from now? Once you really reach the top of what your calendar and you can actually hold, then you just got to make some compromises. Some people
Yeah.
choose the strategy of, yeah, I'm just going to charge more. Some people launch something with a group setting so that you can impact a lot more people at the same time. But it seems like you're quite open to whatever's going to come next. But one thing that is obvious is that you're building the company further, right? You want to have more impact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah. And I want to reach to more people. So, the ways
yeah.
will show.
Yeah. Now, and this is exactly what I want to talk about. You might already know this on Founders Future podcast. If it is regarding marketing, sales, operations, strategies, all these kind of good stuff, we want to talk about it. So, when it comes to the backend side of the business, and more specifically, having a good client acquisition system in place, what is it that you do on the side of marketing and lead generation to make all of this happen and have the ability to close clients, bring them into your programs?
Yeah. I spend a lot of time building content and showing the content. So I have many ways where I show my content. I write for Forbes on a weekly basis. Then I have my newsletter where I showcase my articles that I publish on Forbes and my website. I have the new podcast. I have the books. I have my Instagram, my LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube. So I try to use all these platforms, also Facebook, like I was saying, local groups too. I use all these things to promote it. Now, is it a very scalable, stable way of doing it? It takes a lot of time, to be honest. I need to find ways to improve it. ChatGPT has been amazing, to be honest. I recently published an article if you want to check it out. It's great about all
Everybody's
the
best
different
friend.
ways. Yes, to help you avoid overthinking, go to the core of the things that you want to showcase, how you want to showcase them better. But yeah, that's what I've tried other ways to do it, like paid articles, paid things on Google, joining associations. It hasn't worked really. What really works is that people get interested in an article, get interested in something that I've seen, that I've said, that I've done with someone else, and that's how they come.
There's people in your industry who are finding a lot of success on Meta when it comes to paid advertisement. I'm curious, have you ever tried that, or was it just on the side of Google?
Yeah, no, I haven't tried that.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
Google.
maybe that's worth looking into because what I would love to build on top of what you mentioned, it is definitely doable when it comes to scaling this organically. You're creating a ton of content. So as long as you stay consistent, it is going to grow. But like you said yourself, it just takes a lot of time. So I always say, hey, listen, if you're comfortable waiting the next decade to basically triple the business, sure, be my guest. But if somebody's really looking for something that is more measurable, predictable, and you can just make it in a matter of months and years instead of decades, then yeah, you should probably look into paid ads. But also, you've basically mentioned every single social media platform out there. And I know it takes a lot in terms of those activities and a lot of engaging with the audience and all that kind of good stuff. So I'm curious, is it just you running everything right now, or have you already built out your internal teams for sales, marketing, or how does that go?
No, I did all by myself. What happens is that I'm a very, how would I say it, curious, active person. I have ideas all the time, and right now, I'm able to do it. It takes me a long time, but the way I'm doing it works well. And yeah, I'm the first one to recommend people to delegate. I know. But again, right now, my assistant is ChatGPT is working well so far because to be honest, all the content that I post is so me. It has
Hmm.
like my brand, my everything. So to be honest, what I'm doing is using my quality engineering certification, my process side to make this writing and sharing process as lean as possible so that I
Sure.
can do it my way. in a meaningful way for people, and it's cheap.
Yeah. I'm also curious though, this is becoming one of the biggest topics that we talk about on the podcast when it comes to delegating and really working with other people, giving the reins away, trusting somebody else coming into the ecosystem. Even despite the fact that you haven't hired somebody else up until now because you're basically taking care of everything, you said that you'd be the first one to recommend to all these other people delegating and hiring. So what makes you say that? I'm curious.
Yeah, this is what happens when I'm talking to other entrepreneurs or people that are looking for expanding, or even leaders working in companies. Like we always have this conversation about delegating, right? Because what I say is you have to do what you're best at. Okay, so if you're not good at something, you have to delegate it. What's happening is that in this case, everything I'm doing, I'm becoming good at it because I'm doing it all the time. Again, streamlining the processes. So at this point, it's still good and okay that I do it. But there's a point, let's say I double my clients. I will need to delegate because otherwise the quality of my work will will go down, right? Either I have to have less clients or see what works best. So I would say in the exact balance where I can do it, but I'm mindful that there's a point where
Mhm.
I may not be able to do it, and I will prioritize my coaching because marketing,
Absolutely.
there will be someone else that will be better than me.
Yeah. All about just staying in your zone of genius, basically. So I
Yeah.
100% agree. Now,
Exactly. And to be
yeah,
honest,
go
I
ahead.
hire people in the past, and I also like I work with consultants in the past. I work with other coaches in the past. But again, why? Because I had clients that demanded more work, and I wasn't able to do it all. So I'm open, but I also know the cons. Okay, so I try to manage it in that delicate, sweet spot where I'm fine, but I know that's dangerous zone and maybe soon. Luckily, if everything goes well, we'll need more help. Yes.
Yeah. The most important thing is that you're very aware that this sort of position or situation is going to come sooner or later. So that's the most important key
Yes.
part. But
100%.
Lucy, let's talk about what's going to happen next, though. What is there for your company in the future, especially the next like 6 to 12 months? What would you say are the biggest goals, targets, revenue, milestones that you have set for yourself?
Yeah. What I'm looking for is a steady growth. So I'm seeing this past months a lot more people reaching out. So that's what I'm trying to get. I'm thinking that I'm in the right position and in the right way. I want to make sure I have more steady clients, more clients that are long term. My goal is also to reach out to bigger corporations. I'm in the oil and gas business, especially because that's where I worked for many years. So I can offer my support. And I want to really utilize my new podcast to grow into these different markets, not only the English market, but also the Hispanic market, because I'm barely doing any content in Spanish, only the books weren't translated. But I think that would help. And I'm thinking about opening also a subscription through Spotify, which will help to provide more content like bonus chapters or episodes or PDFs or things like that. And I'm also trying to get my MCC, my Master Certified Coach title, would say.
Yep.
I think that that's how I grow, and that's why I don't want my growth to be too big because I also want to be there with it. So I'm trying to grow myself, my knowledge, and then with that also improve the quality of my clients. I need to have more clients for longer business partners, if that makes sense.
It makes a
Keep
lot of sense,
keep
though.
improving all my content. Yeah.
Yeah, just keep building on top of what you started building. No, but it is a beautiful position to be in. And what is quite obvious to me is that you have a lot of passion for what you do and how you operate. And also, a big part of being an entrepreneur is creating a certain sort of lifestyle that comes with it. So I see that you're also enjoying that part, playing tennis. I'm a huge tennis fan, so I play it.
Really?
I
Yeah.
play as well, so I feel you on that. I 100% feel you. Tennis is great, though. But yeah, Lucy, I gotta say. This has been an incredible conversation. There's several things that we mentioned throughout the convo, even though it was just like 20 minutes. So I appreciate you for that. And also thank you for taking the time today in general, sharing the story with the audience, with me. I appreciate it. So if anybody from the listeners wanted to reach out, get in touch, maybe even work with you, what is the best way to go about that?
Yeah, you can go to my website, lucypaulise.com. You will find there all my articles or my programs. You can also go to my podcast, Corporate Therapy by Lucy Paulise, and find me on Instagram by Lucy Paulise Coach. And I'm available for any questions, any comments, anything at all. I'm always open to hear from you. Thank you very much. Really, it went so fast.
It went so fast,
Yeah.
100%. We were just having a good time. That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Good. Thank you again, Lucy.
All
Now,
right.
to our listeners, if today's conversation inspired you as well, make sure to subscribe to Founders Future on your favorite platform. And also, if you're a business owner, more specifically a consultant or a coach, or you have an agency and you're trying to scale the business and really enhance both your sales and marketing efforts, also visit closers.io. Get in touch with our team and discover how exactly we scaled our company from 0 to over 30 million per year in less than 3 years. Until then, keep on crushing it, and I'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Ta-da!